Hi everyone, Yasmin here for another video. This week I'm going to be talking to you guys about a topic that is quite close to home. So it's something that I personally experienced this week, and I had a few conversations with people in my circles, and I thought it was a really interesting thing to share with the rest of the students at Griffith University in terms of expressing our emotions and ways of being healthy about the way we maneuver and navigate negative experiences. So I'll start off with a bit of an anecdote. So this last few weeks I've been on internship or on placement, so out on professional placement. I do teaching, so a very people-centered placement, I dare say. And so anyway, at this placement I am with a few other students from Griffith University, and so while I was at this placement, I was speaking to another person who was on placement with me, and I immediately felt a reluctance to share negative experiences. And it was interesting because we had a bit of a conversation, and I pointed it out and I said, hey, look, if you're having a bad experience, well then I really want you to tell me, because I think it's really healthy to share when things aren't going well. You don't have to say that your professional placement is going fantastic. I want to hear the truth. I really want you to share with me whether you are genuinely doing okay. I want to know the truth, whether that be a positive or a negative truth. And that conversation really got me thinking about how do we become more open about the times when we aren't having a good time. I feel it's really easy to be open and gain that social support when we are having a good time in what we're doing. But how do we go about navigating those times when things aren't going so well? And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Alrighty, so one of the big things that struck me after that conversation was thinking about, why do we choose to maybe hide our emotions or not openly display or share our emotions or negative experiences? Maybe with people we know, or even with people who we are relatively close to. And one has to think, from a young age, often people are taught that hiding your emotions is the more mature thing to do. So for example, often when someone cries, the first instinct they have is to wipe their tears away, or to grab a tissue and try and conceal the fact that they're feeling sadness. And even it could be a fear of rejection or a fear of judgment, that people are going to judge the fact that you're not having a good experience and think less of you, or I guess consider you weaker. And all of these things are obstacles to individuals maybe being more open or being more expressive when they are going through a rough time. So another really big thing to consider in this discussion is, why is it so important to express our emotions and to not hide and suppress our emotions? And the real answer there, in my opinion, is relating to the fact that we all feel emotion, and whether we choose to display emotions or not display emotions, we're feeling these things. And so by being able to share and be expressive about our emotions, we're really acknowledging the fact that these emotions exist and are occurring within us, whether we like them or not. We all feel emotions. The other thing is about seeking support. So when we share our emotions and when we express when things aren't going so well, we're really opening up an opportunity to gain support from others. So in groups, we cope better with negative experiences, because often more than one person in that group might be experiencing that same thing. And so through camaraderie and through that openness, not only can you be benefited, but a number of us can be benefited. Last thing I really wanted to mention in terms of the significance of expressing our emotions is that when we suppress our emotions and we fail to express the way we're feeling, especially when it's really negative, is that often it's sort of like physics. The more we suppress, the bigger the output will be once we choose to share our emotions. So for instance, that might come out in anger, or in a big rage, or in a mental health disorder, or in some sort of quite negative expression. And so if we choose to slowly and naturally and evenly distribute the way we express our emotions, it's less likely that all this built up negative emotion will come out in a way that is not as healthy as it could be. Well, usually I try and offer some tips in these videos about how to overcome these kinds of things. But this week I really just wanted to generate a discussion, a bit of a thought-provoking moment about how do you express your emotions? Are you someone who expresses your emotions openly? When you're having a bad time, are you reluctant to share that you're having a bad time because everyone else seems to be having a good time? Are you someone who is more inclined to bottle things up? And having a bit of a think about how is this affecting me and how can I better manage my emotions and how I approach and my beliefs and attitudes towards sharing emotions and being open. So really this week was a real thought provoker, a real bounce off moment for all of us to have a think about our own approach to these kinds of things. So I hope you guys have a good week. I hope you guys have a bit of a reflection, a bit of a think about the things we've talked about in this video, and take care. All the best.